Hey, I'm Todd. Thanks for choosing to watch my video, and if you would subscribe it, like it, all that stuff, that'd be great. Otherwise, enjoy the video, and I hope it gives you the information you need and is helpful to you. Take care. We just have the top of the air cleaner assembly. Just have 4 of these, 2 on top and 2 down below on the other side. This is going to slide on the throttle body. Basically, and then we got our 2 hoses with a couple clamps here and here. Like that. Then we use the pliers and squeeze these to take them on or off wherever you're at. I'm going to finish putting throttle body on here, like so. 10mm bolt or socket you can use on that, or a Phillips right there. And we'll just use a long extension and a 10mm, and we'll tighten that throttle body clamp. Just have this crazy piece here. Fits down in there like that. 2 more 10mm bolts. And this cover just snaps on right here. These rubber balls or plastic balls are here. Let's give it a pound down. That's really it. And the first thing you do and the last thing you do is hook up the battery negative cable right here. And again, 10mm. So this is step 1, and then step 55 at the very end there. Okay. Everything is left to loosen, right to tighten. That is your starter replacement on your 2011 Hyundai Sonata. I think 2.4 liter VIN C. Not too bad of a job. And we'll put those bottom covers on if you went that route. Otherwise, some people talk about taking the fan out. I'm not sure if you want to do that. Oh, we should put this in too. Boom. Since I didn't take the fan out, I'm not sure how easy it is. So, there we go. Starter replacement. Took a 10mm bolt out of here so I could move this out of the way a little bit. Got a bungee cord holding the throttle body assembly out of the way. Snap that back into place. Here's this. Usually just push this down and release it. I use my finger to pull up on the tab here so you can get it to come off. It was a little stiff. I don't even know if it needs to really come off though, so save yourself that step. Throttle body has a pinch on the side, both pinch on the side to release it. Just left the hoses on. Bungee cord. Gonna drop it into place here and get my 4 10mm bolts there. So we'll just kind of hold this in place and bolt it up. 4 10mm bolts for the throttle body, and then we'll plug it in right here. So I use maybe a 10-inch extension and a 12mm socket. This happens to be a swivel. Don't know if you need it. I used a 3/8 gun, and I used maybe a 6-inch extension on an air ratchet to get to the bracket bolts we've looked at a couple times. So I just thought it was easier from below here with all this space. So we do have the starter installed then, 14mm bolt here, and then one up higher is a 14mm bolt. Can't really see it. And we pinch these together to get it out of the hole here. Same with up here. This one goes onto that bracket. I'll leave this loose until we get that done. The new starter installed. So we'll just take this bracket, put it up here. The instructions do this all from up top, but I found it easier to take the shield off. It's a little time consuming, but it just made a job easier, I believe. And pull this down to 10mm bolts here. Then there's 10mm bolts along this edge, and then there's a Phillips screw here, and 1 or 2 10mm bolts back here. Pretty much the same. There's a Phillips screw over here, and then 10mm bolts over here. You see the hole for the bolts. This is the passenger side. A couple holes. Hole. 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 Passenger side edge. 10mm bolts. And then a Phillips screw. Basically the same for the driver's side. They kind of interlock in the middle. But I found this to be just a little bit easier. So we're going to put the 4 bolts back in. Left to loosen, right to tighten. And then we'll go back up top and put the throttle body back on. Took that off. 4 10mm bolts. Unplug this, maybe didn't need to, mass airflow sensor or something here. All right, put the 12mm bolts in and go up top. And then you just got to push this thing here, tab here, to release it from there. And then there's a 12mm bolt right here. That's probably the best. Pull it out of the hole right up here. There's one more wire attached here. But you can just let this dangle, so I was able to work it out up here. Got the plate off here, 12mm bolts. We'll unbolt this and we'll put the new starter on here and bolt it back up and connect it and then stick it back in the hole.